Sunoco coming to you after the longest race on the Sprint Cup schedule. And you might expect somebody to dominate a short race, maybe a 300, 400, 500 miler, but you don't normally expect somebody to dominate a race that is this long. But that's exactly what Kurt Busch and the number 2 team did, and we want to congratulate you, Kurt, on absolutely, first of all, awesome race, but also awesome week here. You started off with the All-Star race, but that had to give you guys a lot of confidence coming into this thing. It did. It was awesome to win last Saturday night and just have a whole different setup in the car, and I hope that this bodes well for us for the future. I can't say enough for my guys. They stepped it up on that last run. But all day long, we were there. We had a good gap on the field, and then McMurray shows up at the end. And it's just like, you start to hear things in the car, or, the handling's starting to go away, but we still had a gap on the rest of the pack. McMurray really made us fight for that. And you talk about your guys. How important was that last stop? I mean, because McMurray had run you down and passed you. You knew getting off pit road. How important was that for you? Yeah, I felt like we needed that caution, and it worked out just perfect because the way that Jeff Gordon stayed out, Ryan Newman stayed out, Mark Martin, that put us fourth. I love the outside here in Charlotte on those restarts. When things go your way, they just fall your way. It's like playing poker. You get a hand and you're sitting there. Somebody gives you an ante or a raise, and you just know exactly what to do. And my team gave me that confidence. I'm so proud of this Miller Lite Dodge team. And to bring it home for Penske, he was up in Indy today and didn't win the Indy 500, and I was racing that Ganassi car. There was no way I was going to let Ganassi get a sweep today. I pulled it through for Roger.
You know what? This is, to me, just like a career week for you. I mean, you're a great race car driver. You're a champion driver. But, I mean, it's like you're back by popular demand. I mean, you're crew chief and you this year. I mean, you're on it.
Well, Steve's awesome. I mean, Steve and Dave Winston, my 2 main guys. It's like I have 2 crew chiefs running the show, and their combination of smarts, I don't know what it is. And we found it last week. We had it again this week. I just hope that it goes to Pocono, and it goes to Michigan, and it goes to Sonoma with us. But most importantly, it's just the fact of when you're sitting there racing hard every week, and you tell them that you need a little bit more turn, a little bit more handling here, and they give it to you, and you get more speed, and it just gives me the confidence to know that, hey, we're doing this right, and things are going our way.
I never heard that name. What was that guy's name that works with
Dave Winston.
Is he an engineer?
Yeah, he's our lead engineer for our team. And
good combination.
I almost made him crew chief, and we saw that Steve Addington was available. So that's why these 2 guys are so potent.
Awesome.
Yeah, earlier in the year we interviewed you at Atlanta. Okay, and then obviously here, I guess, the other night. But I'm going to tell you, this is a 600-mile race. You seem a little out of breath and a little spent right now. How hard is this race? Explain to people how hard it is.
It's just unbelievable. The mental part of it, the physical part of it, just the demons that start showing up inside the car. Even though we had a little bit of a gap, I just wanted to keep protecting the race car and make sure I kept it off the fence, unlike last week, and just racing lap after lap. Then you see you cross the line at lap 325, and it kind of hits you hard. That was flat marker 500, or 5-mile marker 500. It's like, man, I still got 100 to go. What do you mean? And that's when everything starts going different and haywire.
I don't think he's wore out from the race. I think you're wore out from celebrating so hard.
That's true. That's true, too. That was pretty impressive. That was impressive with the champagne.
That will help in a month. We are going to the convenience store and grabbing Miller Lights on the way home. That's for sure.
That was impressive.
Hey, Kurt, you didn't have this kind of thing with Penske when you started out there. From the outside looking in, it seemed like you were kind of unhappy there. The team wasn't gelling. How did you get through that time to get to here to the good time? Oh, man, it's just been a fight, but yet it's been a battle of good, all within the program. Tim Cindric is our president. He's our leader. Everybody in every department, and especially a guy named Tom German came aboard and really turned our stuff around. Aerodynamics, engine shop, those guys were awesome. You name it. You gotta have every piece of the puzzle. You can't have a weak area.
So it's time to have fun now, and everybody will pick up the newspaper tomorrow, and they'll go, man, Kurt Busch won this. Then they'll add up next week. You've hauled about $1.4 million out of this place. What are you going to do with all that money?
I got to spend it before my wife does. No, she's great. I love her. And, hopefully it'll say Vortex Weekend. And that's because the Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Miller Lite tastes better coming out of that bad boy. They're a great sponsor, and it's just awesome to have them aboard.
Okay, now I got to tell you, we talked a little bit during the All-Star race about the burnout competition. That was a Vortex burnout out there. That was pretty cool, man.
Trying to spin around as fast as I could, burning that thing up. And then I learned I drove backwards too fast this time because it overheated.
Hey, you did overheat.
That's impressive right there. The burnout was impressive. Through the Coca Cola sign, throw the window net down, give me a little bit right there.
When you came into victory lane, you were overheating so bad.
What are those red wheels on there? Look at that.
Yeah.
Where'd that come wheels from the 12 car.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a six good.
Hey, man, team effort. Team effort.
That's great.
How about that? He didn't know he had red wheels. I love that.
I don't know. How would you know?
No, you can't see from inside.
Kurt, you're now in some pretty elite company. Only 7 drivers have made this sweep, a sweep in the All-Star race and the Coke 600. Let's take a look at some of the names you're now up there with, and they're some of the best in the business. Darrell Waltrip did it in '85. Davey Allison, Earnhardt, Gordon Johnson, Casey Kane, and now in 2010, Kurt Busch. So congratulations on being up there. And I think you have this drilled down by now. Our fine friends at Sunoco want you to sign a flag. And also, Kyle's got a ring for you, too.
Yeah.
We got all kind of gifts.
I get this,
no
man.
Here's a pen.
We got this. Yeah, here, you do that. And here's the deal. The last guy I gave a ring to, not that I give rings to guys. Let me be real clear.
Oh, do you accept it?
Down on one knee.
The last guy I gave a ring to was at the Hall of Fame the other day. It was the Kings.
That's pretty
Here you
special.
go, man.
This is
Congratulations,
unbelievable.
Kurt. Great job on a two-weekend sweep. Keep up the good work.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
There's the ring. Each week here on NASCAR Victory Lane, fueled by Sunoco, one lucky fan will receive a Sunoco checkered flag autographed by the winner of the race. Enter online at speedtv.com. Keyword Sunoco to win the flag that Kurt Busch just signed. And keep it right here. We'll be back to speed in just a moment.
Friday, NASCAR Edge to Pocono, and we're